Can you guys see me and hear me? Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me and see me. Put it in the chat. Happy birthday, Deltra. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Can you guys hear me and see me okay? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Let me know. Let me just put it in here, because I may be frozen. Can you hear me and see me? No sound. You can hear me? Jasmine, where is my sound? Okay, so I could see my mic is moving, but why didn't my intro move? Let's try that again. All right, so I'm having a little issue with my sound. Like, what is going on? You can hear and see me? Okay, we're just gonna act like it didn't happen, right? I'm gonna make this happen. I don't know why it's quiet right now, but no worries. Have everybody, how are you doing this amazing Monday morning? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, everybody. How are you guys doing this amazing Monday morning? I want to definitely give a shout out to Miss Zeltra. Happy birthday, girl. I seen that everybody saying happy birthday in the chat, so I had to catch up. Happy birthday. Is the sound effects muted? No, it's not. Interview mute. The interview is muted, but the sound effects is not. I don't know what's going on. This thing is complicated, Jasmine. I am working my way through it, but it is complicated, girl. It is complicated. So, how was everybody's weekend? This weekend I had an event-filled weekend. I had classes this weekend, so I taught perfume samples with BCMC, and I also did a class. Well, not really a class, but we just had a mastermind kind of meetup on Sunday evening for branding. So everybody who was part of the Honor Society, they were there for the meeting for branding, and we discussed why is branding important? Why is it important to create a brand board? Why is it important to have a compelling brand story, and how to create one, and also using AI in order to create and give you some ideas on what you could do with your brand story. So I am pressing my sound effects. Tell me if you guys could hear them, because I cannot. I got my sounds up. Yes. Y'all see me working through this whole thing. Let me tell y'all something. I'm not going to lose it. I'm not going to lose it. All right. Good morning, everybody. So we got Betty Rose in the building. She is first on the comments list. She says, I am blessed and highly favored. Jasmine is in the building. Jasmine said, good morning. Happy Monday. Crystal's in the building. She said, good morning, everyone. She is blessed. Good morning, Trina. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Um, Good morning, beautiful ladies. I'm feeling blessed on this wonderful Monday morning. And hello to the other Trina. Good morning, Miss Lois. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Come on, birthday girl. Come on, birthday girl. All right, so you guys said you can hear me. All right, all right, all right. Good morning, Tribe. Good morning, Yolanda. Good morning, Big Meech. I can hear and see you. Good morning, Jordan. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Jordan. How are you doing this amazing morning? I hope you're ready to take on this week. Today is Monday. It's time to get everything rolling, right? So I hope you moving around, moving and shaking with your leg. Everything is feeling good there, and that you're doing well in school. Because what are you doing in school? I hope you're keeping up with your studies. So, Miss Lois is in the building. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, sis. Good morning, Jules. Yes, I was just talking about the class that I was teaching with BCMC. I taught how to make perfume samples with the little sprayer bottles. So it's basically room sprays. If you do candles, it would be room sprays for you. And you can either do those little tiny perfume bottles, or you can go ahead and use those 1 ounce bottles. Excuse me, I got the 1 ounce bottles, because if it's room spray, you want to have enough that you can spray around and test. If it's a little tiny sampler like perfume, in your room, you're not going to spray the amount of perfume that you would put on your body, right? You would be spraying a lot. Like you're covering, dousing the bed sheets and the linen and the curtains and everything. And so I wanted to make sure you had enough. So I was teaching how to do that. And we also had our Zoom meeting for our branding, and I think it went really well. And we also had a highlight. Jasmine joined in, and she has some featured questions that we are going to borrow from her, that you should ask yourself when you're building your brand. What questions should you be asking yourself? What type of things should you be looking for when you're building your brand? These things need to be answered because you have to know who you're speaking to. So this week we are talking about content. Content. I'm always talking about content. I'm always telling you everything is content, but we're going to dive in deep this week and talk about content, right? So I'm going to press this thing one more time and tell me if y'all get it. It's saying that it's playing, but it's not. Y'all don't hear it? Jasmine, I'm going to need a tutorial because I don't even know how it got messed up. It was working the other day. So today we're going to kick it off with content. How many of you guys are comfortable with putting out content, right? Some of the times we don't know what to put out. Some of the times we don't do it consistently. Some of the times we have no idea what to do, right? So are you guys comfortable with putting out content? Are you comfortable putting out content? Hello, Tori. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How do you make room sprays? Do you have to be a paid member? Yes, you do. Yes. You have to be a part of the Honor Society in order to take any of the Zoom classes, any of the extra classes, the replays of the classes that we have here that we do have on lives on Thursdays. What else we have? We have downloads, book clubs, all that stuff is in there, but you have to be a member of the Honor Society to take advantage of those things. Yes. So are you comfortable with putting content on social media? Right? And I had made a post and I said social media is not going anywhere. So we might as well pull up a chair, get comfortable, get cozy, and start getting comfortable with producing this content, because this is how we're going to get our brand out to the world. This is how we're going to show up. This is how our brand is going to be exposed. We can use social media and literally get in front of anybody, anywhere, internationally, all over the place. Anywhere. This is your time to shine. This is your time to utilize this free opportunity for you to get your content out there. And imagine you just had to do all paid content. All paid ads and stuff like that. That will cost you an arm and a leg for you to do paid ads in order for you to get your brand out there. Social media is free. You may have to pay for some ads. Sometimes you may have to pay for, some, different little software and things like that you may want to add on to it, but it is basically free. Why not utilize what you have for free while you can, right? Facebook is free. Instagram is free. TikTok is free. Threads is free. All of these social media platforms are free, and you guys need to be showing up on these platforms and putting your content out there while it is free. Getting the word out there and letting everybody know that you are here, right? So let me know if you are comfortable with content. If you want to do candle making classes, the candle making classes are with BCMC. She's the comment above yours. You can click on Jewels of BCMC and you can ask her how to join the BCMC University. The only candle class that I have is for making dessert candles and dessert wax melt. So if you want to make like frosting and things like that, that's the only thing that I have on my in my community. If you want to do the candle making, you would definitely have to go with BCMC. They're all candle making. Good morning, Patricia. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready to go abroad? Patricia is about to take the team out, and they're about to have a fabulous time for some amazing team bonding and building over on the other side of the pond in Paris. So that's going to be so excited. I can't wait. I can't wait, like it's me, but I can't wait for her to come back with my thing, because I'm going to be manifesting Paris myself. So let me know, you guys. Hey Chantel, hey sis, are you guys comfortable with putting out content? Let me know in the chat. Put some ones if you're comfortable putting out content. Ones in the chat. Two if you are iffy about content. You don't, what, are you kidding me? Whew. Let me tell y'all something. Today is a day. Today is the day. Let me change my camera because it's about to go dark. Can I pause me? No, but give me a second, y'all. See. Can you guys see me now? The video quality now sucks, but it's okay. Let me know if you guys can see me. One's in the, no, don't put ones in the chat. Put see you. Put see you in there. See you. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Put see you in the chat. I look extremely pale in this video, but what you gonna do? Can you see me in the chat? Put it in the chat. I'm having the day of technical difficulties. All of the technical difficulties. All of the technical difficulties. All of them. Okay, good. All right, so you're comfortable with content. Is everybody comfortable with content? Let's revisit that. Are you comfortable with content? Put it in the chat. 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 Are you comfortable with content? You guys have to get comfortable with content. Why? Because like I said, content is social media is not going anywhere. We are going to have to get used to being on social media. There's a lot of us in the room that say, "Oh, I don't know how to use Facebook, so I'm not going to do it." "Oh, I don't know how to, I'm not getting on social media, I'm not going to do it." But if you're not going to do it on social media, you got to basically show up on somebody else. Somebody else. You got to show up on somewhere else. Like you got to show up in your emails. You got to show up at the pop-up shops. You got to show up somewhere else if you do not plan on showing up on social media, right? And you don't necessarily need to be on every single platform on social media. All you need to do is show up on the ones that you are comfortable on and work that thing. Be on it, be consistent, and show up. Show up when you get in 1 view. Show up when you get in 10 views. Show up when you get in thousands of views. Show up consistently because it is going to work out for you. But you gotta make sure that you're showing up. If you don't show up, how can they find you? If you know to count on me every single morning at 9 o'clock. I may be a little bit late. I may have some technical difficulties, but main thing, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here every single morning unless there's, something going on, holidays, whatever. I'm not going to be here. But you know for sure that I am going to consistently show up on social media. That's just going to be my thing, right? And so you guys are going to have to do that. You want to run a successful business, you're going to have to show up on social media. And I'm not saying social media is going to be the only thing that is going to make your business successful. It is a component, right? It is something that's going to help. It's not going to hurt you, but you got to make sure that you are showing up for your audience. Everybody put in the chat, show up. Show up for your audience. Everybody put it in the chat. Show up. I really wish my sound effects was working, but they're not. But Jasmine, I need a tutorial. I need a tutorial, right? So I got my notes. Again, if anybody should ever want any of my notes that I have from Coffee with Nikki, you can definitely go into Bubble Babes University, the community, and get the notes and also see the replay. You can see the replay on YouTube, but you can also get my notes. So if you want to be a part of our community, go on over there and sign up. And then go to Coffee with Nikki. You'll see all my notes related to whatever the topic was for the day. And so I have my notes on content strategy. And so that is what we're going to be discussing today, right? Because it's very important that we show up on social media. Now, what kind of social media, what platform do you like to use? What platform do you like to use? I am. Just don't feel like it's always as good as I wish it to be. But I guess that will come in time. Better resources, etc. Especially maybe the messaging is not connecting. Right, Trina? Maybe the messaging is not connecting. How can we make the message show up better? How can we show up with strategy? How can we show up with value? How can we show up with something that people want to know about, that they're going to love and relish in? What could we do about that? Right? And so maybe it's the type of content that is being produced. Maybe it's how many times you're producing. Maybe you're not paying. Another thing is that we don't pay attention to our analytics. We don't know when we should be posting or when our viewers are most on, and we just kind of post whenever we remember, or we just kind of post whenever we feel like it, in hopes that somebody is going to see what we have, in hopes that somebody is going to respond and engage with us and interact with us. And a lot of the times that is not the case. That is not the case a lot of the time. Did you give your story about your stores last week? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I'm probably going to do it at some point next week, because this week we're going to focus on content. But I could do this. I could do the store. I could just go live and talk about the store at night. But no, I didn't do it yet. I didn't do it yet. Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Girl, now we have Threads too. Right. There's so many social media platforms, and you're going to get confused and dizzy trying to be on every single one. Yes, you want to be on the newest and the latest thing because you want to be in while the wave is high, right? But you also want to make sure that you're not spreading yourself too thin. And so we're going to also be discussing later on in the week what content to put where, so it doesn't feel like you are being repetitive, like everything is the same content all the way across the board. And so I don't want to post on Twitter because my Twitter posts look like my Instagram posts, and my Instagram posts look like my Facebook posts, and my Facebook posts look like YouTube. Like everything has a space and a place. And so we are going to hone in on that, and we're going to see what kind of content we should put where. And so we're going to be talking about that next week. I mean, this week too. So Jules says okay, yes, of course you comfortable on TikTok because you now viral on TikTok. Jules is going viral. She took DC's advice. You guys know Charisma's Candle Bakery. She took DC's advice, and she is now on TikTok, and she is putting out content, and it is getting a lot of interaction, a lot of interaction, a lot of engagement. And so you guys, the information that you're getting, it doesn't work if you don't work it, right? If I would have sat and I sat in the class, I'm not getting the same kind of results that Jules is getting on TikTok, right? And so she's able to see because she worked it immediately. And I'm like, oh wow, okay, so I gotta try to do this. She was like, try this, try this. And so, we're trying to help, she's trying to help me so that I could get myself past the 200s, because I'm stuck in 200 land on TikTok. Why? I don't know. They say that TikTok sends out your stuff to about 200 people. If it doesn't catch on, then it gets pushed down in the algorithm. And so I got to get out the 200s, right? So I'm like, sis, what I need to do? What I need to do? But she is killing it on TikTok. And without that class, she wouldn't have had it. So you guys, whenever you're taking classes, whenever you're getting information, especially valuable free information, you guys need to start executing it quickly. Because if you don't start executing it quickly, it's never going to work for you. You could say somebody's information didn't work for you, but if you never applied it, you would never know, right? And so you have to start taking advantage of these classes and start taking advantage of the information and start executing quickly, right? All right, so Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest. What is that? TOO. I'm thinking that's TikTok. But oh no, you're not gonna miss it. I make sure that you won't miss it. I make sure. TikTok is hard. Where is DC's class? DC taught a class in BCMC. I don't remember the day. She has 3 parts to this TikTok class. We also have the TikTok class, not the same one, because DC did 3 parts for BCMC. So you can go over to BCMC if you are a member, and you can go catch all 3 episodes, right? Because it was insane. It was absolutely something that everybody needed, right? Because there's so many things on there that we didn't even know. There's some things that you think that you could maneuver TikTok from your phone, and you need to really maneuver it from the computer. There's some elements and things on the computer that is not available on the phone, and that's how you can, start building up your engagement. And so those were some valuable points that I thought was really cool. So yes, if you're a part of BCMC, go on over and check out those 3 episodes. It is 3 episodes, right? And you'll be able to get all that valuable information. So most of you guys said that you are comfortable with being on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Pinterest, right? And so those are basically all of them. But where do you show up and shine the most? Where do you show up and shine the most? Because where you're showing up and shining the most, that's where you should be putting a lot of the effort into. And another thing that's going to be very helpful to us, and I keep looking at my camera, but I need to be looking here because now this is where my camera is. Another thing that we need to start doing is planning out the content. We need to start planning out our content. What are we going to be talking about? What is important to us, right? And so we're going to be talking about that today. And I am going to be going through my notes so I can make sure that I stay on task, right? So, how many of you guys are going to execute quickly? You're going to take this information today and you're going to start working on it today. Start working on it today. I don't want y'all to be information takers. I want y'all to take the information and do something with it, right? Because if you're just gathering information and you say you're going to use it and that time is going to be in the future, it's never going to happen. You're never going to see the results if you're never going to put in the work, right? So let me know in the chat. Are y'all going to take action quickly? Put it in the chat. Say me, say I don't know if you don't know. If you don't know, you don't know, right? And so I wrote social media is not about posting your thing. It's about revealing the layers, right? It's about revealing the layers of your brand. Who are you? What you do? What you stand for? What if I can't smell your product through the phone? How can I smell a product through the phone? I want to know more about you. I want to know what it looks like behind the scenes. I want to know how you grew your business from being in the kitchen to having a whole entire warehouse. I want to see the glow up. I want to see packages being packed. I want to see these are the elements that you could utilize, but we get stuck thinking that it's just about us putting up a product. Oh, I don't have a product picture to put up. Oh, I don't have this to put up. And we get lost in the fact that there are so many layers to this onion of social media that we need to be revealing so that we can make contact and build relationships with our customers, right? We need to start building community. The only way to build community is to give information, right? You're going to be a part of something as long as somebody gives you the information. If that information resonates with you, then you want to be a part of that thing, right? Same thing with social media. If you want people to resonate with your brands, with your values, with everything about your business, if you want them to resonate with that, then you're going to have to give them information. You're going to have to woo them. You're going to have to sweet talk them. You're going to have to entice them, right? And how are you going to entice them? By you just throwing up a product every single day. Like every day, all I see is a product. I don't see any information about the product. I don't see how to use anything on your product. I don't see what I'm supposed to do. I don't see how I can make it last longer. I don't see anything about that. I don't know anything about you, where you come from. Yes, a lot of the times we're looking at big corporations and we don't know where they're coming from, but the advantage that we have as small business owners is that we can build that kind of relationship, a more personal relationship with our customers. Why? Because we don't have to worry about the big board and the board and just the corporations. We don't have to worry about that right now. Right now, we can say, I can build up the relationships that I have with my community so that when I am a huge corporation or when I am in the big box stores and I'm no longer a small business, I'm major right now, right? When that time comes, people will know, well, when she came in, this is how she was. This is how she's extending this her relationship to her employees and to her team, and this is how everybody is showing that, right? And that is how you got to build your relationships on social media. You have to think about it as peeling off the layers, right? Because people have to get to know you. They want to know the core, right? Of why you started and everything. So is everybody with me so far? Everybody with me so far? We're peeling off the layers, right? It's not just about a product. I should see things about behind the scenes. I should see get to know me, get to know your maker, why I use certain products, why I use certain ingredients, why did I start making products for eczema? What did I find that was good for eczema? What was good for my son's eczema that I use? Some DIYs, maybe some products that I found. Maybe there was like some organic oatmeal that I like to ground up and make some paste or whatever, put on in my son's bath or whatever. So those type of things would be very, and I keep looking at this camera. Those type of things would be very beneficial to your customers. You have to open up to your customers. You have to open up to your customers. They're only you can't just say I'm going to throw this product at you. I got to give you more than just this product, right? We may be looking at the big box stores and they may be doing that. All you see is them talking about products. But then you can look at it and say, well, that's not true. They're showing you the humanity side of things. They're showing you where they're giving. They're showing you why they're using fresh ingredients. They're showing you their community. They're telling you about the things that they're a part of. They're showing how people could use their products. They're showing you sustainability. They're showing you why it's important. And so if they're showing all of these things, you should have more of like the upper hand in that situation, because now you don't have to wait for your content to get approved through channels, right? You could just produce your content anytime you want. You could get in front of any of your audience at any time that you want, right? And so we need to look at it like that, and we need to peel back these layers, right? We need to peel back the layers. These are about relationships, getting to know your customers and building the relationship. They need to get to know you. You need to get to know them. They can give you valuable insight. They can tell you what they want. They can tell you what the community wants. You know what I'm saying? And that way you can be like, you know what? I can make better decisions, right? Because now I know what they want. I'm not just thinking of all the things that they may want. I kind of know, I kind of have an idea where they're going because I keep having the same kind of questions. So clearly somebody must want that information, and I may not be giving that information. So I need to be doing a better job at giving that kind of information. Yes? Y'all with me? Let me know. Let me know. And I wrote here, I said, where else can you get this free TV? Because this is basically your reality show, right? Where can you get this free TV so that you can put your content out? What other time in history have we had where you're able to put out your content on social media like reality shows? People are following other people's content because they're excited and want to know what this person is doing. People are watching people eat breakfast. They're watching people make coffee. They're watching people put shoes on their feet. They're watching people at the beach. They're watching people go on vacation. They're watching people with their children cooking. They're watching all of these things, right? And it's basically like reality TV on social media. Why not put your show up there and get your products out there? Right? How many of y'all with me? Say you with me. Say I'm with you in the chat. Say I'm with you in the chat. Let me know. Let me know. Okay, so I wrote down the key components of a content strategy. And so the first thing is that you want to make sure that you iron out what your goals are for social media. Right? Iron out your goals for social media. What do you want to achieve with your content? Do you want people to be educated? Do you want people to be informed? Do you want people to be entertained? What do you want to get from your content? Let me know in the chat. What kind of results do you want? What kind of results do you want? You want more of a following? You want people to go to your website? You want people to be educated? You want people to be entertained. You want people to purchase. You want people to go to your newsletter. Like, what are the goals with your content? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? I know I want to expand my brand awareness. I know that I want to grow my following so that I can communicate with them whenever I have a new product coming out or whenever any updates with my business is happening. I want to be able to communicate with them, right? And how can I communicate with them? I'm going to have to set a goal of grabbing their contact information in order for me to get in contact with them, right? Or I'm going to have to show up consistently on that social media platform so that I can communicate with them. And so when I do communicate, they're excited to hear what I have to say because they know that I have something coming. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, what am I doing? What are you on social media for? What's the goal? Is the goal to get sales? Is the goal just to for people to know who you are? What's your goal? All of the above. Okay, so we got engagement, we got purchases. Okay, so when we have engagement, are you using content and asking them to engage with you? Are you asking them questions? Are you showing are you doing polls? Are you asking them to post below? Right? How are you asking them to engage with you? And that's for Yolanda. And so Miss Loyce, the same. You said purchasing. Are you sending people to your website? Do they know why they're going to your website? Do they know what to expect when they go to your website to purchase? Do they know what you want them to get when you send them to your website to purchase? Right? What do they get when they see you? What do they get when they see you? Right? So what are you showing up as on your content? What do they get? Right? Do I just see that you're just posting your stuff? Or do I see that you're saying, oh, this is my candle, but you can get this candle at my website? Are you directing them there? Are you directing them to the link in your bio? Are you directing them to your Facebook shop? Are you directing them to your TikTok shop or whatever? So if you say that you have these certain goals, you have to make sure that your goals are in alignment for what you are going to do, because you have to make sure, if I'm saying that my goals is engagement, following, purchasing, then I need to direct my customers to these places. I need to have them engaging with me. I need to figure out creative ways that they can engage with me. Right? So yes, I ask engagement questions, but I don't have any response. I will put them in my stories. Put them in your stories and put your polls in your stories, or you can put up a post and say, go to my last post and comment on my last post for a chance to win a free something, maybe. Right? Maybe they're not engaging because they're not enticed to, and to participate. So maybe give them a little carrot so they could and participate with you. Right? So if you have a poll, let's say you do a poll today. Let that be a challenge. Do a poll today. Ask a question and say, if you respond to my last post, you'll be be able to enter into this giveaway or this contest where you'll win a free lotion or body icing. I think that's what you call yours. And yeah, and we'll the contest closed 9 o'clock or something like that, right? And that way you can engage with your people and see what makes them move, what motivates them to even answer, what motivates them to participate, what motivates them to engage, right? This is all, everything about social media is trial and error, right? You're going to have to post enough so that you can have enough content, enough information there so you can say, okay, so I know that my customers like when I post behind the scenes. I know that my customers like when I talk about, my day. I know my customers like when I am doing affirmations. I know, if you know that these are the things that your customers enjoy, then you need to be doing more of that. But you got to give yourself room to experiment with your content so that you can have something to look back at and make decisions based on that. Right? Okay, so the one thing we have your goals, right? Brand loyalty is definitely one of them, right? You want to make sure that your goal is brand loyalty. You want people to depend on you, and you want people to come to you anytime that they're thinking about your thing, right? You want them to come to you. The next thing is your target audience. Who is your target audience? We touched on this last night on how to find your target audience. This you need to be crystal clear on. Why? Because you can't talk to anybody if you don't know who you're talking to. So you have to make sure that you are crystal clear on finding your target audience. And you can also use AI to find who your target audience is, right? Put a prompt in there and say, how can I find my target audience? They are this, they like this, and my company is this, and it'll generate some information there. And if the information doesn't quite connect to you and you don't feel that it's right, then you just go back into it and you can readjust and regenerate the response. Or you could just take the information that it gave you, print that information out, omit what you need to omit, add what you need to add, and then come up with your ideal target audience, right? So you need to know who they are, right? This may be a problem. This may be why things are not resonating, because we're not connecting to the target audience, right? So that's the next thing. The next thing is knowing your brand voice. You have to know what your brand sounds like. You have to know what that tone is for your customers, right? If you have, like I said, if you have a community, you want to call them by their names. If you have, I call you guys the BBU tribe. I'm going to call you that all the time. Why? Because you know that if I say BBU tribe, you know that we belong together, right? If Miss Loy says Queenies or Queen Bees, I think that's what it is, you know that she's talking about Be Quenched, her beehive, right? If you have to make sure that you are, and then I know Yolanda has foot care, bath care junkies or something like that. I think she has the junkies, right? And so they know that they are a part of her community. You have to make sure that you know you talk to your community and they know that they are part of this thing with you, right? Yes, I found my target audience after the class last night. Hey, come on, class last night. Hey, I used AI and it was amazing. There you go. There you go. If y'all missed it, y'all missed a good one. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay, so the next thing is the content types. There's so many types of content that you could do. You could do reels. You can do photo carousels. You can do blogs. You can do a podcast. There's so many ways. Hello, Vibla with Lapar. Welcome, welcome, welcome. There's so many ways that you can connect with your audience, right? It's not just about a reel. Let's say you don't want to do reels. You don't have to do reels. You can do a series of photos and make it into a video. There's so many different types of content that you can do, that you can utilize. There's short form content. There's long content. That's what you know, longer than 10-minute videos. Like maybe it's a tutorial, maybe it's a class. Maybe there's so many ways that you can communicate with your people. Don't get lost in the sauce and say I don't mess with social media and just let it go, right? You got to start exploring the other possibilities and things that you can do in order for you to vibe and resonate with it, because then you'll be able to be comfortable doing it. Another thing is something that we spoke about yesterday is being on brand, right? If you are on brand, you know who your target audience is, you know who your customer is, you're going to speak to that person all the time, you know what the look is about, then you'll be able to be more comfortable with putting out the content. A lot of the times we're not putting out the content is because we don't know if it's connecting. We don't know if we're talking to anybody. We don't know if it's going on deaf ears, right? Yolanda says she put out content and sometimes people don't engage with her, right? So we don't know if we're exactly connecting. And it may not be because they're seeing it and they're not connecting. They may not have even seen it. Or you may not have even asked them to do anything. And so therefore they're not going to do anything, right? And so knowing your customer is very important. So that also comes with your whole branding experience, things like that. There's also content pillars that you can find. They're kind of like your subjects, right? So if you had your 5 subject notebook, one subject is going to be here, one subject is going to be this, one subject is going to be math, one subject is going to be social studies, one subject is going to be this, right? But you can put your content into those pillars, into those buckets, and then it'll be easy for you to create I keep looking at this camera. It'll be easy for you to create subcategories and subtopics about that content, right? And so I did write an example. Let me see if I put it here. All right, so yes. So if you do like skincare products, right? Some of your content pillars may include skincare tips, natural ingredients, sustainable beauty practices, and self-care routines, right? I can put my content into these categories. So if I'm making soap, right? That can be my natural ingredients, right? If I could also use that as sustainable beauty practices. If I'm taking off my makeup, that could be my self-care routines, right? If I'm showing you my nighttime routine, that all goes into these categories, right? But if you create these, it'll be easier for you to produce your content, right? Because now you're saying, okay, my content is going to go in this category. This category, I make candles, so I can go behind the scenes. I could talk about the waxes that I use, right? I could talk about my candle, my ingredients and things like that. I can go into fragrances. I can talk about care, your candle care. I can talk about that, right? I can talk about tips and tricks for your candles. These are all things that you can use as your topics or your pillars so that you can create the content that you need. And you only need about 3 of them. You don't need to choose every single one of them. And if you want to use AI to help you find pillars for your content, you could say, create content pillars for my business. I make blah, 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 whatever that thing is for who. And it's going to give you content pillars that you could use, and it's going to give you suggestions that you could use to create your content, right? Everybody put AI in the chat. AI in the chat. AI in the chat. If you're looking for content pillars, you can definitely use AI to help you get clarity on your content pillars. Put AI in the chat. Put AI in the chat. And so I'm going to share. I have a little chart, and it's going to also be in the community. Bubble Babes University is going to be there. So if your goal is for visibility and exposure, if your goal is for visibility and exposure, the type of content pillars you're going to have would be like quick hacks, right? Educational carousels, maybe inspirational photography, right? Because I want exposure. And so that can be an example of a pillar. So you could say quick hacks is going to be one of yours. I'm going to do carousels, or I'm going to do inspirational photography. Anything that you do can fall into that. It's not just about a certain way that you make something. It could still go into it any way that you want it to go in, right? Any kind of way that you want to fit that in, you can make that happen, right? So let's say your goal is for more engagement, right? So you want engagement. That means you need people to communicate with you. How else are they going to communicate with you? They're going to communicate with you because maybe you pulled you poked the bear, right? And so now they're going to say something. Maybe you say something controversial. Maybe you're saying something that's informative. Maybe you're saying something funny. Maybe you're saying something motivational. These things are going to trigger people to respond to you. Why? Because it's digging in on their emotions, right? And so maybe a funny meme is going to be something that will help with engagement, right? Because people will laugh, or people will, say something about it. They'll make some kind of a comment. So maybe a funny meme could be a content pillar. Interactive games. Maybe I can do interactive games. Maybe every Friday we'll do, like how we do games, but maybe every Friday I'll do that for my social media so they'll know to expect that. Maybe I can do that with lives, right? That's definitely going to bring people in. It's definitely going to be a way for people to recognize my brand. It's also going to be a way for me to start talking about my brand, because I could be giving freebies away when a prize when I'm doing these games. So interactive games and weekly question format. So you could do, definitely you can have a Q&A. That could also be another thing where you go live. Building trust. So you want to build trust, then you would have something like behind the scenes, so people can see how you're making the product, so people can trust why you're doing this. Like why that what you're putting in that product, people will understand that, right? Personal stories. I'm getting to know you, right? I'm getting to know who you are. I'm getting to understand who your brand is. And every time you tell a personal story, you don't have to be on the screen telling a personal story. You could be making a product telling a personal story. You could be walking. You could be showing your feet. You could be making coffee. You could be in the mirror doing your makeup. You could just be rifling through your papers. You could be organizing fragrances. You could be making soap. You could be doing anything. You could be having a conversation with somebody and do a voiceover and talk about your brand, right? And talk about your personal brand. It does not necessarily mean you have to be sitting in front of the camera saying this is my brand and this is what I do, right? You can think about other creative ways that you can communicate. This is why we get stuck on content, because we get stuck on doing it one way, right? And we need to open up and see that we can expand and do it more than that one way. Video content, that could be another thing. Connection. You can do failure stories. Like, I remember a time when the first time I made soap, this happened. Oh my gosh, I remember when I made this candle, this happened. Have you ever had a candle explode? Or, you know what I'm saying? I ordered a candle from Bath and Body Works, and the candle exploded all over the place. I was mortified, or whatever. You can share stories like that. I don't know why people are fascinated with things like that, but we are, right? We're going to go and see what's going on with you. What failed? Well, you failed in your business. How? You failed making this product. How? Oh, you spilled body oil all over the place. How did you do that? Like, people are so concerned with those type of things. And if they're concerned with that, give them what they want. Give the people what they want. Right? Sorry, y'all. Trying to keep my phone down. Give the people what they want. All right. So the next thing is how you got started. Why did you even get into this thing? How did you even start this thing? Right. That's another thing you can use. And you can have a series about how you got into business and why. And this is another thing. We think that we only could say something once. Mm-mm. There's many ways that you can say something. There's many ways that you can make it, the way you're going to make it look. There's many ways that you can do these things. And if there's so many different ways that you can do them, then do them, right? I'm going to be, good morning, Cheryl. I am going to be telling you about my business every 9 squares in my Instagram feed or on Facebook. I'm going to introduce myself because there's going to be new people that are coming in that have no idea of who I am. Yes, I've been building relationships with the people that's been there before them, but when they come in on this journey, they need to know who I am and not wait for me to do it a year from now, 2 months from now, 3 months from now. They need to be able to know who I am. And so telling your story is going to be repetitive, but you got to keep in mind you're going to have new people following you consistently. And since they are, you're going to have to be open to, introducing yourself. And it doesn't have to be the same every single time. You can introduce yourself different ways, right? You can introduce yourself, like I said, on camera, off camera, through pictures. You could do a carousel and say, meet the maker. You could say, did you know this is what I used to do? You could do fun facts. That's getting to know you, right? Fun facts about me, things you didn't know about me, things that I do, things that I love, places that I love to go to, things that I like to use, ingredients that I like to use, my favorite ingredients and why. These things are things that help people to get to know you. It's not just about, okay, I'm just talking about, I started this business because da 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 da. It's not only that, you're also expanding it out to other things because you have many different layers, just like the onion that we're speaking about for social media. You have many different layers. There are reasons why you like to do different things. There's a reason why you got into this business. There's a reason why you don't like loud music. There's a reason why you like to have quiet time. There's a reason why you're feeling overwhelmed. And all these things go into the bucket of you telling your personal story. Yes, yes, and yes, y'all. Yes, yes, and yes. Let me see. You know what I suck at? Finding trending audio. I find music, but not the funny or motivational audio. Well, usually, if you go to, you can go into the search. I know for sure in TikTok, if you go into the search, you can trending audio. And then you can when you do that, you can filter it. So if you go into TikTok and you put trending audio in the search. All right. I'm stuck on somebody's thing. All right, trending audio for 2023, and it'll pop up, and then you can go right to the filter. This is the filter. Go to the filter. All right, search. Go to the filter, and there are different things that you could do. You see sort by category, date posted. You can go to this week so you can find out what's trending for this week. And you can go to the most liked or the most watched, and you can say the like count, do all of that, apply it, and then the audios for the filters are going to pop up. And so you'll see what's trending here, and you could use it if you want to. So that is a way to find your trending audios. And if you have like a scheduling tool like plan that, they have the trending sounds, they have the trending um reels and the carousels you can do. They give you options. Again, that's something that I'm exploring. I'm not an expert at it, so I'm exploring it, but it does give you some wonderful options in order for you to expand your social media. So that's plan that. I'll put in trending audio in IG, and a bunch of Indian pages come up. Or if they do come up, if the trending audio sounds are from India, and check and see what sound that is. And you can do it. There was a video that I watched. It was a guy telling you how to go viral on TikTok. He was like, you can go ahead and take that trending sound and turn it all the way down to zero. Turn it all the way down to zero and put your content on it, and then push it out, because it'll still show up as the trending sound. It still shows up as a trending sound. So that is another thing that you can do. And I'm gonna put that here, and finding trending sounds. And also, there are places that you can go to see what's trending. Like I said, Planoly, and Plan. I know Plan is a little better, but again, I'm messing with both of them. So we'll see. Your failure stories, how you got started, introduce your team, your why. This is all about you building who you are. This is about you building trust for your customers that are following you, or your followers, right? It's about that. You could also do social proof, right? Social proof is major, because if nobody else is using your product, then people gonna be like, ain't nobody using that, I ain't using that. You know what I mean? So social proof is something that is important. If you have social proof, if people are giving you reviews, if they are leaving you comments, take that comment and make it into a post, right? If somebody made you a comment, left you a comment on your product and said it's so amazing, take that comment and make it into a post. You could even take that little comment and show you making that product, or packaging that product, and then that's more content for you, right? So social proof is one thing. User generated content is another one. So if you got people using your products and you have videos and they're showing you how to do it, that's also great. Client success stories, if you have like services and things like that. Testimonials and reviews are going to be major every day, all across the board. So you want to make sure that you are using social proof as part of a content pillar, part of your content pillar. So another thing is education. You can do facts of the week. You could do why to use your product, how to use your products, right? You could use information about why is this ingredient important, right? Like, what's so great about this ingredient? What's so toxic about this ingredient? And that helps when you're saying you should choose me over somebody else, right? So if I'm saying you should use my soap because I don't have any chemicals or anything like that in my soap, and this person has like a million different chemicals, I can isolate a chemical and say, why we don't use this in our soap, why we don't use that in our products, why we don't use this in our body oils, because it's showing that I'm being transparent with why I don't use certain ingredients. And when you recognize that ingredient somewhere else, the red flag is going to come up, and you're going to say, oh, I'm going to go over here because this person educated me and told me that this ingredient does A, B, and C, and I don't want that for myself or my family, and so I'm going to go get this thing. Right? And so education is very important, right? So the next thing is sales and leads, right? What's your freebie? I've always said, what's your freebie? What's your lead magnet? How are you going to get people in? It's got to be something more than the 10%, 15%. It's got to be more than that. To me, it's hard to find them via hashtags, especially the trending sounds hashtag, because a ton of profiles use it. Yeah. And what about the hashtag expert? I haven't used that because you had to pay for it, and I was like, I'm not paying for hashtags. I pay for other things, but I'm not paying for hashtags. Let me know how that works. So your freebie, your promotions, what's new in your shop with flash sales, and how to use your products is how you're going to generate sales and leads. So you want to make sure that that could be a bucket for you as well, right? We're going to go more into content buckets and everything like that for this week, but those are the things to keep in mind. Keep those things in mind. And I will definitely be putting the information into the community. Also, you could use AI, and I wrote this prompt, and I had said this previously just a little while ago, right? Go into AI, go to Chat GPT, right? Give me content pillar ideas for whatever your business is, whatever you make. Put that in there. That will resonate with my customers. And you can put in who are your customers and generate that. Oh, I like it, but I don't use it anymore. Got it. Got it. I don't use it either. I was using display purposes, but it gives you the hashtags and it gives you the popular ones, but it doesn't help with your posts. So I didn't really care for it. It kind of gives you the one that is so popular that you still get lost in it. So you have to be able to know how to use it. And I just don't have the patience for that. I don't have the patience for that. So, you guys, a prompt that you could use right now, today, is go to ChatGPT, put in, give me content pillar ideas for my whatever your business is. Whatever that is. I make soy wax candles. I make affirmation cards. I make journals. I make whatever. And who you make it for. I make journals for women that are struggling. In their life with their health or whatever that looks like, whatever that sounds like to you, plug and play that into the chat GPT and see what you get. You're going to get some good information, especially things that you can edit, because if you don't like everything in there, you don't have to go with every single thing in there. You're going to pick 3 pillars and you're going to direct all your content into those pillars all the time. Right? And so that is it. We are going to discuss more about content for the rest of the week. We're going to get comfortable with it. We're going to create calendars. We're going to create strategies. We're going to find trending sounds. We're going to try and find trending topics. We're going to go through all of that this week. So make sure that you join us for Coffee with Nikki, your daily cup of information and inspiration at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that is it, you guys. Is there anything that you have questions about? Or I wasn't clear on something and you want to have some more information, I'll definitely go into that. If y'all need, let me know in the chat. Let me know. And again, the notes will definitely be in the community. And if in order to find a community, you got to go to Bubble Babes, BABEZ, University.com, and you'll be able to join the community, sign up, sign in, and you'll be able to see the Coffee with Nikki tab and just click that and you'll be able to download the PDFs and you can write your notes, whatever you need to do. Right? So I appreciate you guys. While I'm waiting for you guys to see if you have any questions, I appreciate you guys for rocking with me. Excuse my technical difficulties for today. Hopefully tomorrow I am not going to be going through this. Tomorrow is going to be so much of a better day. But we did keep going. Keynote, I did keep going. And I did not get frazzled. So tomorrow we are definitely going to go more in depth, and make sure you guys are paying attention to your emails. Emails are going out with information. So make sure that you guys are getting your emails and you're opening them and that we are not going into your spam. What we gave today is just the tip of the iceberg. What we're doing today is just the tip of the iceberg. Tomorrow we are going to get into it more. We're going to dig into it a little deeper. And if you want me to look into your, matter of fact, I want everybody in this room, everybody in here, DM me what your business is, who do you serve, and why do you do it? What your business is, who do you serve, and what do you do it for? Send me that information in a DM. Send me that information in a DM, and I can use your business as not a case study so much, but I can use your business as an example and show how we can produce content for that effortlessly, because producing effortless content is the key, right? Because we feel like we don't want to struggle. We don't want to spend hours creating videos. We don't want to spend hours editing videos. We want it to be easy. We want it to just flow. And so we're going to do that. We're going to work on that for this week. We're going to work on effortless content for this entire week. So you guys, I appreciate you for rocking with me, rocking through this. Definitely, because I done jacked it up with my camera. But thank you. And the sound. Like today was just like, pff. But thank you so much for rocking with me. I appreciate you guys. I hope that there was something that I said that was valuable to you. I hope there's something that you are going to apply to your life today that is going to be something that's going to grow your business, right? So thank you so much. If you're watching the replay, please like, comment, and subscribe. Also leave me a comment, let me know what you thought about today's video. Also, we're on the road to 100K. So what that means is take this video and share it out with your friends. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe and tell all your friends to come on, join us over here, because we popping, especially if you know they need to do some content, especially if you know they need help with the content. Tell them come on over and join us. So I appreciate all of you guys. It looks like we don't have any questions questions in the chat. I appreciate all of you guys for rocking with me. You guys have an amazing Monday. And I will talk to y'all later. Thank you, Jazz. I will talk to y'all later. Bye.